is Carrie Shea. Thanks for joining me today. We're going to start off with a bit of a warm-up, going through the basic principles of Pilates. So let's start by rolling down onto your back. And we begin with the posterior lateral breathing, the most important part of Pilates. So the hands are going to go onto your rib cage. Make sure you can really feel your rib cage, not your waistline. Thumbs are going to wrap to the back of your rib cage. So on the inhale, we breathe in through the nose. And as you exhale, we breathe out through the mouth. As you inhale, we try to expand the rib cage three-dimensionally. The fingers and thumbs are all feeling that expansion. And as you exhale, we're feeling your fingers and thumb help narrow the rib cage down and in with that exhale, like a corset wrapping tight around your core. We take an inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. One more deep breath here. Inhale, breathing wide through the shoulders and collarbones. And as you exhale, we narrow that rib cage down and in. The posterior lateral breath is so important to help calm your nervous system, to get you deeper into exercises, to help bring you to a place of focus, mind-body connection, and also just send oxygen to your muscles. So the benefits, I could go on, but I just want to emphasize how important it is to really deepen your understanding and master that posterior lateral breath. Okay, so now we're going to move you into your neutral pelvis. Your neutral pelvis is your two hip bones and pubic bone making a triangle parallel to the floor. You're going to feel a little natural curve to your lumbar spine. And what we don't want to do is tuck the pelvis or overarch the pelvis in exercises. So we're going to really feel that natural neutral position. What we're going to do just to practice is take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to tip your pubic bone higher than the hip bones. I'm going to move my hands so you can really see my pelvis. And we're going to flatten out that low back. This is what we don't want. On the inhale, see if you can move yourself back into your neutral pelvis. Find that position for you. Exhale, using low abs, tip pubic bone higher than the hip bones. Low back flattens out into the mat. It's also a good little lower back warm up. And inhale back into neutral. Let's do two more. Exhale. And inhale back into neutral. Exhale. Hollowing out the stomach of air. And inhaling back into neutral. We're going to stabilize that neutral position. Now moving into your scapula placement and shoulder focus. Your scapula have no bony attachment. So they're those two little angel wings in your upper back. So they're very easy to tone and shape. Just to start to feel them moving a little bit, we're going to work elevation and depression of your scapula. So on the inhale, we're going to move the scapula, slide it off the back, shoulders go up towards the ears. Feel any tension you have there. And as you exhale, just let it go. Inhale, scapula slides off the back, lifting the shoulders up towards the ears. And as you exhale, slide the scapula down the back in that V formation. Little check-in. Have you lost your neutral pelvis? Are you tucking? Find that neutral position as you move the shoulders. Inhaling, shoulders lift. And exhaling, hands slide down towards your heels. One more. Inhale, shoulders lift up towards the ears. And exhaling, back down. Working protraction and retraction of the scapula. On the inhale, we slide the scapula off the back. Exhale, back of the shoulders drop wide and open into the mat. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Start to check in with your arms. Make sure they're going up evenly. Sometimes you have a tighter shoulder. We're trying to really balance out the shoulders and arms as you do this movement eventually. If you can't balance it out today, it could perhaps give you information of where to take your body and shoulder stretch in the future. Inhaling up and exhaling down. Let's do one more. Inhaling, lift each shoulders up, slide the scapula off the back, And then exhale, back the shoulders go wide and open. All right, so we have that scapula connection. We have your neutral pelvis and breath going. Now we're just going to go into some arm circles, focusing on your rib cage placement. Really important not to pop the rib cage. You see a lot of this happening with dancers. So we want to find that the rib cage is really knitted in through the front, but also the back of the rib cage stays heavy. That's a really great cue. If you can feel the tactile connection of the posterior ribs in the mat as you do these arm circles, not popping on and off the mat. Maintaining neutral pelvis, we inhale, breathe wide into the back, arms go overhead, and then exhale, circling around. Inhale, breathing wide and open into the shoulders. And exhale. Now paying very close attention to, as those arms go overhead, not popping the ribs. Oftentimes as the arms go overhead, you're a little tight, you're not used to doing this, ribs flare. So only take those arms to where you can keep the alignment. All right, so we're going to reverse the circles. We inhale and exhale. Inhale, breathing wide into the back. Just feels kind of good to start opening, moving the shoulders and upper body a little bit with the breath. Nice little warm up. Inhale and exhale. All right, so we're feeling the back of the neck nice and long, the spine long against the mat. We move into shoulder bridge. Heels are going to go right underneath the knees. We take an inhale to breathe wide through the back and ribs. Exhale, tip pubic bone higher than the hip bones, and we roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Sending the knees right over the second and third toes. Upper hamstrings, low glutes are working. Pubic bone to belly button's tight. We take an inhale here. And exhale. Soften the sternum and roll back down vertebrae by vertebrae through the spine. Neutral pelvis at the bottom. Find that neutral for you. We take an inhale. Prepare. Exhale. Engage those low abs to manipulate the tiny little vertebrae of your lumbar spine off the mat one by one. Trying to open up the spine a little bit. We're going to take an inhale to really feel length in the quad and hamstring. Reach the femurs away from your core. We take an inhale, breathe wide through the collarbones. And then exhale to soften the sternum down. Roll through the rib cage and mid-back. Find each piece of lumbar vertebrae one by one into the mat as you roll back down. Let's do one more. We take an inhale and exhale. Opening up that spinal mobility. Rolling up, lifting up. Keeping the abs engaged, rib cage engaged at the top. We take an inhale, arms float overhead, and exhale back. If this is too hard, just breathe with the arms by your side, keeping pelvis lifted. Inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale, lifting high through the pelvis, making sure those hip bones aren't dropping. And exhale, one more. We inhale the arms overhead and hold. And then exhale to slowly roll back down. Keep reaching those knees over the second, third toe. Keep reaching the fingers back in opposition to create as much traction and length in that spine. And we're rolling all the way back down into your neutral pelvis. Soften through the rib cage. Once you hit your neutral pelvis, we inhale the arms all the way up towards the ceiling, breathing wide into the shoulders, and then the arms come back to your side. All right, keeping that neutral pelvis, let's move into a little ab prep. Hands go behind the head. We're going to lift the elbows up just a little bit to relax your shoulders in the back. Inhale, prepare. Exhale as you curl up. Now, it's really easy to tuck the pelvis when you curl, engaging hip flexors. Don't do that. We want your abs to do the work. We keep neutral pelvis, even if you don't curl your head as high. And then we slowly lower back down. Exhale up. And inhale back down. Exhale, we're moving the chin in towards the chest. Sternum softens, ribs narrow down and in. And we slowly lower on the inhale. One more. Exhale up. And inhale down. Now we're going to stay at the top of this next one and pulse. Inhale, prepare. Take that energy in. Exhale as you curl up and we pulse. We're going to pulse that rib cage down and in. Down and in. Exhale. Now we want to make sure it's not the head doing the pulsing. It's really the rib cage, the skeletal movement of the rib cage moving down and in, working those abs and lats. For 3, 2, and 1. All right, moving into some obliques. We take an inhale, exhale, curling up and over to the right. Inhale down. Exhale, checking in with that posterior lateral breath. Shh. And inhale down. As you exhale, curl up and over to the right. Try to lift that right shoulder blade off the mat. Get higher. And inhale. Exhale to float up. Lift, 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 lift. And inhale. Exhale, we're going to curl up and hold and pulse for 10. Pulse. 2, 3. Try not to move the legs. 4, 5. Neutral pelvis. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. We lower all the way back down. Take an inhale. Right back up to the left. No break. Exhale. Shh. Shh. Good. As you're pulsing, check in. Make sure you're not over-engaging your hip flexors or legs. Try to really isolate the obliques and abs doing that work. Exhale. Shh. For 3, 2, and 1. We're going to slowly lower all the way back down. And then from here, we're going to bring the arms back to your side. And we're going to float one leg up into a tabletop position, slightly turned out, maintaining neutral pelvis as always, bringing the other leg up into a tabletop position, slightly turned out. This is a very small movement to fire your low abs. If it gets too big, it goes right into your quads and we lose alignment. Most important thing is doing this properly. So we're going to keep your rib cage, hip bone connection, and we inhale down maybe 2 inches and then exhale up. Shh. Now we're placing the right hand on your belly, so as you inhale down, we're making sure you're not pooching. And exhale. Shh. I don't have to take my heels down very far if I'm doing this correctly to start feeling a little shake and firing in those deep abdominals. And that's what we want. We want to make sure you can keep this proper alignment. Inhale, breathe wide into the back, no belly breath, keep the abs flat. And then exhale, pull it in deeper. Shh. We're going to do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Shh. From here, we're moving into hundreds. We have all those abdominals firing. We take an inhale through your neutral pelvis. We curl head, neck, and shoulders up. If you're newer to Pilates, you can always keep those feet in a tabletop position. Otherwise, we lengthen out and we pump the arms. Exhale. Shh, 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 shh. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, inner thighs are squeezing together. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. Shh, 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 shh. Active pump of the arms for your bicep, tricep, and lats. Shh, 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 shh. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Softness in the feet and ankle. Exhale. Shh, 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 shh. Inhale. Exhale, pull the abs in tight. Inhale. Exhale. Shh, 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 shh. Last set. Exhale. Shh, 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 shh. We're going to slowly curl up a little higher. Bend in the knees and lower the head down. All right, good job, good job, good job. So, rocking just right to left with those knees in towards the chest. Taking a deep breath there. Nice cleansing breath. Exhale. Shh. We're going to go ahead and move into our second shoulder bridge. And this one will be single leg bridging. So if you don't feel comfortable with that, just keep rolling up and down with both feet flat on the mat. Arms are going to be by your side. We take an inhale to prepare. As you exhale, we roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. Pelvis lifts, low back lifts. Inner thighs are activated and strong. We're going to bring right leg up into a tabletop position. And on the exhale, we send it out, making sure there's no tipping or rocking in the pelvis. Inhale back. Exhale. Shh. Inhale. Foot is flexed. Left upper glute is working like crazy. And inhale. Abs and core are strong. Rib cage is engaged. Shh. And if you want, you can also try this with your arms up towards the ceiling if you want more of a challenge. Exhale. Shh. Try to do about 8 to 10. Shh. And exhale. Shh. Now we're going to rejuvenate that pelvis. If it dropped a little bit, lift it high as you switch sides. Arms come back onto the mat. Stabilize that right leg. As you exhale, push the left leg out. Shh. Inhale. Imagine you're pushing through peanut butter. So the leg is actively working. Those left leg muscles are all working to push out the leg. Exhale. Shh. And inhale. Exhale, shh. Right thigh is very strong and stable. Knee isn't moving. Shh. Abs are engaging. I'm trying to really focus on the hips staying solid. Shh. Let's do 2 more. Shh. Exhale, shh. We're going to bring left leg down. Take an inhale. Let the hips just a little higher. And we slowly exhale back down, vertebrae by vertebrae, massaging out that back against the mat as you lower down. We're going to bring the left leg up into a tabletop position and focus on pelvic stability. We have all that abs work going for us now to help stabilize the pelvis. Neutral pelvis. On the inhale, we're going to hinge the left knee open out to the side and exhale back. This looks really easy. It's actually extremely difficult to do correctly. So what we want to do is make sure that as you take the left leg open, you're not tipping at the tiniest bit, right? We're really making that right oblique work, stabilizing through that whole right side, and inhaling as you open, and exhale to close. In the beginning, you might only be able to open just like an inch, and that's okay. Be really true to yourself and true to your alignment. That's the only way that you will improve. Really focus on those hips. Sometimes I like to hold the hips. Inhale to open. Exhale to close. The other thing you want to watch is not just opening the knee and closing. That's a little cheat the body likes to do. We're going to take the foot and the knee together at that 90-degree angle. And exhale, bring it up. Let's go ahead and do the other side. So we're going to find neutral pelvis. Right foot comes up, flex the foot. This is my harder side. You might notice one side's a little harder than the other. So we inhale, stabilize the left side, and exhale, bring it back. Inhaling down, and exhaling back. I can even feel a slight weight shift happening in my upper body as I do this. Ideally, my core would be so strong that I would have equal weight in my left back shoulder and right back shoulder. And just focusing on that's helping a little bit. So don't think of it as just stabilizing through your pelvis. Really think of it as a full body integrated exercise. Whole body is helping to make this exercise possible. Inhaling down and exhale. Shh. Abs and your thigh, bring that leg back up. Let's do 1 more. Inhaling down and exhaling back up. Shh. And we're going to bring that leg down. From here, we're going to segue on to your sits bones and do a quick QL stretch. So we're going to bring the right leg out to your side, and the right hand is going to go onto the right thigh. We're going to ground the sits bones down equally. We're going to find length in your spine. Shoulders are dropped away from the ears. And we take an inhale, left arm goes up. And on the exhale, we're going to drop down to your side. We take an inhale here, and exhale. Head, neck, and shoulders are relaxing. Right ear's dropping down towards the mat. Inhale, and exhale. We're trying to really breathe into these lateral ribs on the left side right now. Inhale, and exhale. Now we're going to engage those abs. Lengthen through the body and spine as you come up. Create as much space through the torso as we do this. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Left leg goes out to your side. Left hand is going to go onto the right thigh. We're going to take an inhale, lengthen up, shoulders melt from the ears, and we're going to take that length up and over. We're going to inhale, breathe wide into the back. Breathing into the deeper stretch as you exhale. Take an inhale and exhale. Breathing into the right side and back ribs. Inhale and exhale. Now we're going to engage those abs a little bit more, and we're going to keep the length as you slowly come back up. Now we're going to keep this length in the spine. We're going to cross the legs over today in a crisscross applesauce position and go into spine twists. So we're going to try to stabilize your neutral pelvis now perpendicular to the floor and keep your hip bones from moving, going into spine twist. So arms are slightly in front of your shoulders. You can see them in your periphery. Feeling that wingspan from fingertip to fingertip on the right and left side. And also feeling your tailbone drawing down in opposition to the crown of the head, spiraling up. So we have energy shooting out the body in all directions, keeping length and space. We take an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to pulse 3 times to the right. Shh, shh, shh. We inhale, keep the length, come back through center. Exhale to the left. Shh, shh, shh. Inhale through center. Exhale, spiraling up. Shh, shh, shh. And inhale. It's like we're wringing out a washcloth with your spine. Exhale. Shh, shh, shh. Inhale. One more set. Exhale. Shh, shh, shh. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Pulse. 2, 3. We'll inhale, bring it back through center, and slowly bring the arms down. From here, we're going to move into roll-up. So we're going to bring the feet in front of you, knees bent in. Hands are going to go behind the thigh first. So we take an inhale, and as you exhale, I'm squeezing my legs together to really feel a nice, strong inner thigh connection. We're going to roll all the way down. Some of you actually might not be able to roll all the way down in the beginning. That's okay. You're just going to keep those hands behind the thigh and then come back up. It's a great way to start this exercise. For those of you that want the more advanced version, we're going to go ahead and roll all the way down, really feeling those abs scooping in. Tailbone is starting to slide forward and up towards the ceiling to get that lumbar spine on the mat. And we slowly roll all the way back down. I'm going to shift onto my mat a little bit more. And from here, we bring the arms overhead. We're going to inhale, move the chin in towards the chest, lengthen the back of the neck, and exhale, slowly rolling up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inner thighs are squeezing together. We inhale, breathe wide into that posterior lateral breath as you go over your knees. Exhale, we slowly roll back down. Shoulders are melting from the ears. Inner thighs are connecting deep into your abdominals as you slowly roll down, vertebrae by vertebrae with control. We take an inhale, chin moves in towards the chest, back the neck lengthens. Exhale, we're wrapping your lats and abdominals and ribcage, narrowing down and in towards your pelvis. All those muscles are working to help bring you up. We take an inhale as you go over the legs. And then exhale as you slowly roll back down. If you want more of a challenge, you can bring the elbows more back towards their ears. That will certainly challenge the movement for you. Let's do one more. We take an inhale. Exhale. Shoulders draw away from the ears. We're going to scoop up through those abdominals. Try to exhale all the way up. Don't hold your breath. We take an inhale and exhale. Slowly rolling back for the last time. Inner thighs are squeezing. We're trying to roll down vertebrae by vertebrae as slowly as you can to challenge the movement. Back down. Excellent work. From here, let's go ahead and flip you onto your stomach. So we're going to move into some upper body back exercises. Great for posture, and if you're a dancer, arabesque and port de bras as well. So we're going to start with the fingers on the forehead. Legs are separated and engaged, but not over-engaged. So you want to make sure your glutes aren't overactive right now as we work. We want the back to do the work. Abdominals are engaged. Pubic bone is pressing into the mat. So we take an inhale, breathing into that posterior lateral breath. Exhale as you float up. From here, we inhale, bring the arms to a 90-degree angle, and exhale back. Inhale, bring the arms to a 90-degree angle, and exhale back. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale to hold. Now from here, we're keeping the back of the neck long. We float the hands up maybe an inch or two, and then back down, hovering above the mat. Let's float up on an inhale, and exhale. Upper trap is starting to turn off, hopefully at this point. We're trying to tap you a little bit more into your mid-back. And exhale. One more. We're going to inhale, hold up. Now from here, we're going to imagine you have an egg in between your shoulder blades. And as you exhale, we're going to move the elbows into your side, squeeze your shoulder blades together and crack that imaginary egg. And then we bring it back. Exhale, abdominals are still engaged. Pubic bone is still pressing into the mat. And inhale back. Let's exhale. Squeeze that egg. Back of the neck is long. Exhale. And inhale. Let's do 2 more. Exhale. And inhale. Last one. Exhale. And inhale. We're going to slowly move those arms back onto the mat. Lift up just a little bit. Roll shoulders and collarbone open. Ease in the neck. And we're going to slowly lengthen back down, feeling a nice long spine to finish. All right, one more variation. We're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, press up. Back of the neck is long. We're not going too high at this point. We're going to float the arms up. Bottom ribs are connected to the mat. We inhale both arms overhead or as far as you can without the shoulders lifting up, sliding off the back. Scapula stabilization is the most important thing here. So we inhale, glide the shoulder blades down deeper into the back. Exhale, arms come to your side. Inhale, scapula slides down deeper into the back. And exhale. We're trying to feel those shoulder blades really wide and down into the back. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Again, we're going to bring those hands back onto the mat. We're going to float up again just a little higher. Keep the back of the neck long. Inhale and exhale. We're lengthening through the neck, reaching the crown of the head as far away from your tailbone as you can. All right, moving on, we're going to relax the upper body for a second and bring the hands underneath your forehead. So we're going to take your legs 6 bone width apart, not too wide, they're not touching either. We're taking legs parallel and really pressing your pubic bone and hip bones in the mat. Trying to really get into the hamstrings for this. We take an inhale to float one leg up and exhale it down. Shoulders are relaxed. Inhale, other leg goes up and exhale down. We take an inhale up and exhale down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. We're trying to keep that spine really long, pubic bone pressing into the mat. Now we're going to do 5 little circles. 2, 3, 4, and 5. We reverse the circles. Trying to keep that leg parallel. Sometimes that's hard. It might turn out. We're reaching the second and third toe as far away from you as possible. So with each circle, the leg is spiraling away and getting longer and longer. We lift the leg up just a little higher to finish, and we slowly lower down. Pressing pubic bone into the mat, abs engage, other leg goes up, and we circle. And again, we're reaching and spiraling that leg as far away from you as possible. Leg muscles get longer and longer with each circle, and then reverse. Exhale. As you come in through the center line, you're feeling those inner thighs almost touch. The top of the inner thighs almost touch. So really keeping the strong center line and inner thigh connection. And we're going to float that leg up and lower it back down. All right, from here, let's take a quick child's pose. For child's pose, I like to separate my knees a little bit. So we're just going to reach those arms out in front of you. Take a couple deep breaths. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Good place to practice that posterior lateral breath. And then from here, let's go ahead and move you into a position on your hands and knees. So we want to find your neutral pelvis here. Make sure you're not tucking or sticking out the butt too much, right? So the core is active and strong to keep your neutral pelvis. Okay, back of the neck is long. We inhale, slide right arm, left leg out along the floor, and then try to lift up. Hold, inhale. Exhale. Bring the leg and arm back down and float it in. And we do the same thing other side. Inhale, lift up. One deep breath, hold. Solid core, solid alignment. Inhale and exhale. Make sure the hips aren't doing anything funky. Really keep the hip bones like headlights shining straight down into the mat as you do this. And we're going to bring arm and leg back down. One more set. Eye the elbows, not locking out, facing each other. Inhale, right arm, left leg. We lengthen out and up. Hold. 2 deep breaths. Inhale. exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're feeling the energy reaching from fingertip to toes. And we bring it back in. Okay, other side. We're going to lengthen left arm, right leg out. We lift arm and leg up. 2 deep breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Feeling length in the spine. Inhale. And exhale. And we're going to bring the arm and leg back down. From here, we're moving into a plank position. So we're going to find your forearm plank and hold for 10 deep breaths. So those of you that are newer to this position, just hold. If you want to make it a little harder, we're going to do some single leg work. So single leg work if you want the challenge. Right foot points, tendu parallel, up 8 times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And again, we did these leg lifts on our stomach earlier. Same idea. Hamstrings working, core is strong. Hip bones are parallel to the floor. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we did 9 that time. And we're going to slowly come back down and bring both hands on to the mat for a downward dog position. We've got a little extra one on the left side. Left side usually needs it, so it's okay. All right, so we're going to go into a downward dog. And we're going to press the heels and back the legs as much as possible into the mat. We're finding as much length as we can in the posterior chain of those legs. Taking a nice long deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. You can pedal out the feet a little bit. Inhale. And exhale. And then from here, we're going to slowly walk the hands back to the feet. Let the head hang. Take the hands onto opposite elbow. And if you want, swing right to left. Nice and easy. And then from here, we're going to allow the head, neck, and shoulders to be very soft and just hang. We're going to bend the back of your knees slightly so the knees aren't locking out. We're going to engage the abs and start to slowly roll up, transitioning to a standing position. Stacking each piece of vertebrae like building blocks as you come back up. Even the tiny vertebrae in the neck, shoulders melt from the ears, and we lengthen. So just to finish and ground the body, feel your core and strong, your alignment and shoulders open. Everything is there for you after all that work. You just donated to yourself. We're going to float the right leg up into a tabletop position. Growing taller, we're going to lower the leg down. We're going to float the left leg up, back of the neck long, core strong. Deep breath there. Right leg's pressing down and grounding down deep. And then from here, right leg goes back up and do a little switch and check of the arms. The idea is that the arm and leg can move so freely now because your core is activated, it's strong, it's ready to support you. We'll bring the arm down. Last time, neutral pelvis is still working, no tucks. And we move the arms, rib cage is engaged. Now we're just breathing, nice and easy. Should feel effortless after all the work you just put in. And we're gonna bring that leg down. And standing a little taller, just wanted to thank you for joining me today. Let me know if you have any questions.